So I like to cleanse the house. I do it every season normally, or I definitely do it at the start of the Chinese New Year, which it really feels like the house needs it at this time. So I actually want to do it now. I forgot I left my sage and stuff at work, so I haven't got any here to show you. But most of you probably know what sage sticks look like, or you can look it up. So sage is the main tool people would use, I guess, to cleanse their space or their home. You can hire me or someone like me to come and sage your house, but it's really easy to do it yourself. So I want to just explain to you. A lot of people don't know exactly how you're supposed to do it. And some people will give you some really strict rules about exactly how to do it. There are a few little guidelines I would go by to make sure you are doing it effectively and that you get into all the little nooks and crannies in your house. So sages, you can grow sage yourself and dry it out. Some people like to sell it mixed with some flowers like lavender or something else mixed in it, just wrapped up. You set it on fire, you blow it out, and then it's letting out a smoke. So it's good to hold it over something, like sometimes you have a ceramic bowl, or it's really I know in some shamanic beliefs they would use different elements, so they would use a shell to catch it in, and then you have like representing the water, and then you have the smoke, and then they would use a feather. So you're kind of holding it one hand over the shell, and then using a feather to fan the sage into the areas of your home. So using a few different elements there, to incorporating the elements to do the cleansing. But you don't have to do it like that if you're saging your house to cleanse it. You can also use, some people use the sticks, sort of I think it's Palo Santo, I don't know how to say it properly. And you can use it on yourself as well. You can use incense to do it. It's about intention as well, so it doesn't have to be. The Aboriginals love using gum leaves, dried gum leaves that have naturally fallen off trees. And they don't wreck the trees by taking it off, but they pick up gum leaves and then they make beautiful smoke for their ceremonial purposes and cleansing themselves and energy as well. So there's lots of different ways, whatever you're drawn to. So to say to how, I'll keep looking around the house to give you an example. I'm just in front of a curtain at the moment, but you would light the sage, and please let me know if you've ever saged yourself or your house before, or if you've had experience with it. And you might tell me another tip if you've done it before that you've heard from somewhere else. I can let you know if that's a good idea or not, or you can do it if you want. But so I would open at least one door or window. A couple would be great, or one in every room would be amazing. But whatever you like, just open at least one door or window, and you have your sage going. I used to usually keep my lighter in my back pocket in case it goes out and it needs to be relit. So sometimes there's not as much smoke happening. So you just generally go around every wall in every single room to sage your house properly. I would go behind the doors as well. I like to go under tables and things like that. You're just holding it in your hand and just doing a light. It's better to go low because like hot air and smoke rise. So going low. You don't have to make, like if you're holding it, you don't have to go low and then make sure you go up every part of the wall. I just go along the bottom of the wall and fan. Oh, a Tibetan bell. That's awesome. I didn't think of that. I should have said that too. Thanks, Stephen. A Tibetan bell, a singing bowls. You can cleanse your space with that too. There are other things you can do as well. You don't have to have the smoke happening. So you go along the bottom of the wall. Try to get into as many nooks and crannies as you can. You need to go along every wall and every corner. And as I'm doing it, I like to say something like, there's not a definite rule of what you have to say, but I like to say something like, I usually ask Archangel Michael, actually. That's who I usually tune into. So I say, Archangel Michael, can you please clear any negative energies or entities through the open door or through the open window, whatever it is that you got open. And so I just keep sort of saying that over and over in my head, usually like once for each wall, but there's no, I just keep saying it. So I go along the bottom of the walls in each room and then just keep going around and then go to the next room. Your house smells a bit suspect after that. Some people reckon it smells like marijuana. So that's why you want to have some doors open. But you also want something open for any negative energies to exit. So that's the other reason. It's just something for them to go to, for their energy to go to. And it's just really cleansing and refreshing. I'll go everywhere and open the shower door, do it in the shower, around light fittings, often if I feel drawn. Around areas especially that maybe there's an area where you might argue a lot or get things off your chest, but you just do the whole house anyway. It's really good. You do it in your workspace for cleansing, and the place often feels much lighter. Like you walk in again and sometimes you can just feel it or see the energy. Everything's just physically brighter as well. So you can tell when you've done a shift. So I like to do it, for the change of the season, and definitely the start of the Chinese New Year. I like to do it then. Just do it whenever you feel drawn. You might have had some people in your house that are just whinging and complaining so much that you just feel like you want to cleanse the space when they go, just to take the negative energy out that they brought in. So, and you can do that. You can do it to yourself as well. So, or your loved ones. I sort of get them to stand there like a scarecrow, with their arms out, legs spread a bit, and I sage. You just hold this sage like under them and go under their arms, the front of the body, above their crown. Even get them to stand on one leg, lift their foot, and I sage under each foot, put it down, and then they're all cleansed and shiny as well. That just doesn't take as long as the whole house. So while you've got it going, you say, all right, come over here, I'm going to do you too. But you can do the same with singing bowls as well, or a Tibetan bell. If you know how to work the singing bowl, it can be quite tricky. I'm pretty good at it now, so when you're learning, sometimes it's hard to get the hang of it. And also there's some other tricks I like to do that, well, not really tricks, they're just things I've learned over the years that help to stop negative energy coming in through your door. And it helps when people have got a lot of stuff going on in their stress that are in your home. When they leave, they can sort of get cleansed as well, so they're not taking it with them to the next place they're going. So I activate what's called a silver waterfall on the doorways of my home. Often, sometimes I forget, so I like to refresh them when I think about it and make sure they're still in working order. And this is a cleansing technique that you can do on yourself anytime you feel like you need it. So it's called a silver waterfall, and you just close your eyes and imagine. If you're doing it for yourself, you close your eyes and imagine. You can do it now. Let's do it together. Whoever's watching still. You just close your eyes and imagine that there's a beautiful silver waterfall of really renewable, like it's coming from the cosmos. It's cleansing spiritual energy that's just going to cleanse everything you don't need. And just imagine you're standing under it. And it's just washing away anything you don't need, any negative energy. It's cleansing your aura. It's going in you as well, cleansing away just any stuck energy, any pain, anything you don't need. And just imagine it washing away down your feet and into the earth, and the earth is absorbing it for you. Mother Earth, Gaia, she's absorbing it for you and cleansing and transmuting it and taking it away. And that's all you need to do. Just imagine that. You can do it in the shower, which is a bit easier because then you can feel the actual water, so that makes it a bit easier to visualize. Otherwise you can just imagine it yourself. But I ask it to be on the doors. You don't have to be like a healer or psychic to do that. You just imagine, you can just go to your front door, whichever door you use the most. Maybe you want to hold your hand there and just imagine that the energy of a waterfall is in your door frame. So that way, anytime anyone walks through it, it's cleansing their energy, whether they're going inside or outside the house. I definitely have that at the doorway at work as well to help my clients. They're not bringing in that negative energy, and if anything's come up during their reading or healing that maybe somehow didn't get cleared properly, I know I've always clear it, but I like to have just that extra in case when they walk out, it does it again. So you're leaving your stuff at the door. You might want to do it in your own workspace, in your office. Every time you leave, you're not bringing your shit home. Or do it in your own doorway as well at home, so you're not bringing through the door and taking any stress out on your family, that kind of stuff. So it's a nice tool to have. So you can just have a go at visualizing that and just, it's like, yep, cool, my door's activated, it's done. And then every now and then just check on it, I can check on it and just tell if it's still in working order, but if you feel like you just want to imagine it again and make sure it's there, if you're not sure if you can check on the energy, then just ask it to be there again. That's what you have to do. The universe helps you. You just have to ask. Your angels or guides are there to help you. You just got to ask them, otherwise I can't really do much without your permission. So does that make sense about saging? Does anyone have any more questions about how to sage their house? Did that make sense how I explained it? Or let me know if there's anything else that you do. How do you use a Tibetan bell, Stephen? Do you ding it, or do you have a stick and you hit it or something and you just go around every room or something like that? I can imagine, kind of like a singing bowl. I'm assuming, yes, cool. I want to hear the Tibetan bell. I love, sound healing is really nice, but it does cleanse space really well. Sometimes you can just put that over your crystals and ding it to cleanse the energy, or use a singing bowl if you don't have sage. You can get sage at lots of different places if you haven't seen it for sale before. Really big smudge sticks or just little ones, it doesn't matter. You can get it loose as well and just put it in a bowl, like a fireproof bowl obviously, and light it, and it doesn't have to be in a stick. So yeah, or incense, it smells better. You can get sage incense as well, or incense to cleanse. It might actually say it's specifically for cleansing negative energy, but you can use any kind of incense. Oh, awesome. We're going to go through each room and corners. Great, just like saging. It probably helps you not have such a smoky house. That's a good idea. I should try the singing bowl one time. But I kind of like the smell of sage. I'm used to it. I feel cleansed because I can smell it everywhere. So I kind of like, because of the routine of doing it, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, now would be a really good time. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I feel like I say that every time I get on here. There's been a lot of stuff going on, as we know, with the energies and governments and all this stuff. So, I'll use your conch shell. Good. So you knew what I was talking about. Awesome. Yeah, there's been a lot of energy going on, so it's nice to just, some of us keep accidentally or on purpose watching the news and things like that, and we just pick up all this negative stuff that we just don't need. So regularly cleansing yourself, grounding yourself, getting rid of all your crap, it would be really good for you. Cleansing the spaces that you live in and work in. It might look a bit weird if you take a sage stick to work or a Tibetan bell to work to cleanse the energy. So maybe just putting one of those waterfalls on your door where you work for when you walk in would be enough. You might want to go and sage all your workmates. Wonder how that'd go down. Don't come near me. Just want to sage you first, and you can come and talk to me.